Today, we're going to review Hayakawa CUES. Take a look. All right, Hayakawa CUES. Hayakawa, or billiard sole wood from Japan, is a custom cue maker that I'm recently familiar with. And I wanted to review their cues. They make beautiful, well-playing cues, and they're not very well known quite yet, but they will be soon because these are incredible cues and definitely worth a review. So here I got a playing cue with 3 different shafts, a break cue, and a jump cue. And first of all, I think they're beautiful. The wood on this particular playing cue is some sort of burl. It is absolutely gorgeous. And the playing shaft on here, like I said, there's 3 different types. There's just a maple shaft, regular maple shaft that is fairly low deflection. There is there's a shaft that's, kielwood, that is kind of a light roast kielwood, and it is even more low deflection. And then right here on it is the dark roast keelwood, and this shaft plays very, very similar to playing with carbon. It shoots very straight, deflects almost not at all. It plays beautifully. So let's dive into each one of these cues and try to take them for a spin. All right, we'll start with the playing cue here. I usually play with a little extension, and this cue you can screw in the little these little extensions things pretty easily. It's ready to go. So that's how I play with all cues. But I'm starting with the playing cue. Like I said, it's this beautiful, beautiful burl. I wish the camera would pick up what your eyes see, because the detail in the burl is just so beautiful. I'm using this, what they call like a dark roast type of keelwood shaft that they make, and the deflection is almost non-existent. It just feels like I can aim at the ghost ball with English, and the ball goes where I want it to go, right in the center of the pocket. It has a very, very similar hit to carbon fiber. Very similar to that. It hits very, very stiff, which is something that I really like. The balance on this cue is just beautiful. I highly recommend using this cue maker, because honestly, this shaft is just unbelievable. But let's say you don't use carbon. The next best thing is this guy right here, which is more of a light roast. It's keelwood, but it's not as dark. And this is going to have a little more deflection, but it's probably, you really want to go with what you're used to. So screw this on. And again, a very, very solid hit. Amazing hit, but just deflects a little bit more. And if that's what you're used to, that's what you want to get. And it's great that there's just a range of things that you can buy, because you want what you're used to. Getting used to something new is very difficult. And then here is a maple shaft, and it's still pretty low deflection, to be honest with you. It's still pretty low deflection, but there is a little bit of deflection. So I'm going to aim the same way that I did with the dark roast. I might miss the ball, but it'll give you an idea of what the deflection is like. See, it's not quite there. But again, if you're used to a maple shaft, if you're used to that, this is what you would want to go with. But it hits so perfect. It takes a little bit of adjusting to different kinds of shafts, but again, beautiful, beautiful playing cues. They just play so beautiful. They come with joint protectors. I love that I could just screw this this little guy in here, and then screw this guy in here, and I'm ready to go. And coming from carbon fiber, this is a very natural transition, and honestly, it hits very solid. So let's take a look at the brake cue. All right, now we got the brake cue. Again, custom brake cue. Very, very beautiful wood. The wrap, I don't know what the wrap is, but it feels very nice. It has like just the right amount of like stick, so you can use a loose grip and it doesn't go flying out of your hands. The tip here, it is a phenolic tip. It is, you know, pretty hard, like a phenolic tip always is. But I've used this a few times in the past 24 hours, and it hits great. I'm just gonna do a rack of 9-ball here. It seems a little shorter than I'm used to, but I use an extension, so maybe it's an actual size cue. I don't know. But just hit 9-ball here. Hard to beat that. Looks like I made, what, 3 on the brake, shot on the 1. Pretty open. Heck of a brake cue. But I will say this, probably what I like best about this brake cue is it jumps really well. It jumps full table, or full cue, pretty well, and fairly effortless. Let's see if I can do it. I was doing it earlier on camera. It might be a little bit harder, but let me see how I do. This is full cue, brake cue, just jumping with the ball. Hopefully I don't smash into the camera, but you know, if I do, at least it'll be a good shot. So it'll look pretty on camera. Almost made it. Like I said, pretty effortless to jump with. So if you're playing in a tournament that doesn't allow jump cues, you have to jump with a brake cue. I can tell you what, I'm showing up with this thing because it's very, very good. I'm not even a good jumper, I'll be honest with you. I'm not good at jumping. I don't practice jumping. For the first time ever, you'll see little dots in here because I've been trying out these cues. And like I said, this thing jumps fairly effortlessly. Let's see if I can try again. See if I can, you know, make the 6 here. Almost did it that time. Almost made it, jumped off the table, but like I said, it's a brake cue, and I'm not good at jumping. I am the worst jumper I know, and I effortlessly jumped full ball over it with a brake cue. But if you want to get even easier, let's check out this jump cue. All right, we got this jump cue. It's very interesting because the shaft is 2 different woods. We got maple up here, and this looks like a purple heart. For about half of, maybe even a little bit further than half of this is purple heart. And it's very front heavy. It actually he actually makes them standard this length, but this is a custom piece. You know, it's a custom cue maker, so you know you can get what you need. This is a custom made piece to make this a little bit longer, just to change the balance a little bit. But again, this thing jumps really, really well. I'm not gonna be able to do it on camera, I know I can't, but when I tried this yesterday, I made 4 jump shots in a row. And I can't emphasize enough how much I am not good at jumping. So it was basically shots like this. I made 4 in a row, and I was like, wow, awesome. So, gonna give this a try. Definitely. This actually has a leather tip too, which is even more impressive. But you really don't have to put a whole lot of juice into this. You can just really tap the ball over and it goes. I can't emphasize enough how bad I am at jumping. I'm very bad at jumping. It's probably the weakest part of my game, and it's something I need to practice. I just don't. But first try, I just made that ball. If that doesn't make you want to call up Japan and order one of these, I don't know what else will. Speaking of ordering, if you're going to get one, The US rep is Rafael Debreo. He's a pro player from New York but lives in Japan now. And he can help translate what you want to the cue maker. So if you want one of these, Rafael Debreo is the person to get it from. Again, Hayakawa jump cues. I don't even want to do another one on video, honestly, because I did it first try. I almost made it with the break cue first try. I would honestly get a set of them. If you really like custom cues, this is the custom cue I'd go with. I'll be honest with you, my favorite custom cue of all time has always been sugar tree cues. Eric Crisp uses some of the prettiest wood out there. He makes such a beautiful cue, such a well-playing cue. This might surpass it. It's at least tied with it. These are some of my favorite custom cues I've ever tried. If you're a production cue kind of guy like you want, or gal, if you want production cues and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, go the production cue route. But if you want custom cues that play really, really well, Hayakawa cues is the person you want to look into. Again, you probably haven't heard of them, but you have now, and you're going to hear more about them because it's incredible. This right here, this is going to win me money. This is going to win me money. Hopefully it wins you money too.